Welcome to the stream. 2 minutes till the casino opens. Okay. Nobody in the chat just yet. Early days. It'll be nice to get some people in the chat where we can talk to them. It's very lonely. Okay. Here we go. Market open. Let's see what we can do. The pre-market's already put in something of a wick. The London highs were taken. London took the high of New York, Asia, and the London is now already taken by the pre-market. That took about 8.29. So that was on the ES. We've already taken the London low on the NQ. And ES is holding its ground. So it looks to me like we have one of those rare days where ES is a little bit stronger than NQ. So I could be looking for longs. But we'll have to see. Let's get this first minute or two out of the way. See what we get. See if we still maintain the status quo. It's going to be very long, very big stop losses if it. No, that's no good as it is. I think it's going to come down even further. And sorry, it hadn't taken out the London low. It took out the pre-market liquidity. So pre-market liquidity here. London low is a bit further down. For ES, the London low is 7464, which, the way that it's motoring, I wouldn't be surprised if it came close. I don't think it'll hit it. I think the New York session here will be Nasdaq. The nasty Nasdaq will be the weaker pair coming up for longs. If we get reversal signatures, which we're looking for now. Let's have a look. So 30,047 is the London low for NQ. And yeah, we've hit that. We have hit it. So a very weak nasty Nasdaq this morning. The nasty is weak. The ES isn't exactly strong, but it's doing a little bit better than the nasty. So my hope is that she turns around here and goes up. Let's see what it does. Are we going to get it? Or does she want to come lower and break all our hearts? Probably wants to come lower. It's good at breaking hearts, the old nasty. She doesn't seem to care too much about our feelings. Let's have a look. Well, hopefully this is a full stop and not a comma in this price action. We have a reversal. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks okay for now. I think it is showing signs of a reversal, but I just think at this point there's, for a change in the state of delivery, we want to be coming up here in with this leg. We're going to need to build some structure on the up leg, which is not quite as reliable as having the structure on the down leg, but she might give us a chance to get in. But I'm going to need to see some better structure than what I'm seeing. And that's going to mean a few more candles. We just got to wait until we can see what is likely. I mean, what did we have? Low resistance liquidity in. It swept all that out and then went boom down. But it has left quite a few highs up here. It might take some humping to get through these, or it might just disregard these opposing PD arrays belonging to this series of down closed candles. And we will see. But starting to see a little bit of structure on the NQ. Which is nice. But I could do with it, turning around here. We don't really want to have a continuation down. Continuations aren't what we trade. Some people will love that, of course. They'll be saying, "What are you talking about, Dodo?" And that's exactly what I'm after. In fact, I'm short right now. If you are, good luck to you. I hope you do okay. I'm just looking for an entry, so I don't mind. It doesn't look like we're going to get one here unless if we start breaking this low, then we've lost the conversation about a reversal. That conversation will be straight out the window if this gets taken here. We're continuing down somewhat, and then we'll have to look for an entry a little bit lower if we get one. Might not get one. Might be one of those days where we don't get to trade today. Who knows? Who knows what it wants to do? I think you can see at this point, you know, the ES is so much stronger than the NQ. When the reversal shows its hand, if it shows its hand, it's got to be the ES that we're jumping on. And these lows have yet to be taken, and these ones are well and truly taken. Well and truly done and dusted by NQ. And that's why it's weaker. But ES isn't showing any strength now. I think it's going to come down for a lower exploration of price. I'd be surprised if it didn't. I mean, it's, yeah, there we go. It's going lower. So we're not really talking about getting in for any long at the moment. No, not just yet. Sadly. Price is really dropping off. Have a little look for the news. Let's see what we've got. News. Live economic calendar news. Let's pop that on the chart, see what we get. What have we got? We've had some news. We had a double dose of news at 8:30. Crumbs, we had more than a double dose. We had all sorts. Final GDP, unemployment claims, and personal spending. Durable goods orders. Okay. Plenty to shout about there, and the market responded positively. And then all of a sudden, it decided that none of that was in fact good news and started hitting the deck. Interesting. Very interesting, Mr. Bond. Got a bit of yellow news at 10:30. And I'm hoping it doesn't decide to go on a hermit crab sideways dance across the chart all the way up to it before we get an entry. But you never know. You just never know. Certainly seeking out what is going on today. That is quite a drop. What have we had? It's almost like I'm seeing things. 373.5 handles and climbing. Look at this. 400 handles since he opened. That is insane. That is insane. If you're in for shorts, you know, fair play. I mean, right now we're a reverse of this. Do you really want to short this market? It's got to have a pullback, though. Can't just keep falling like that. And if it does, we've got bigger things to worry about. But yeah, that's quite a drop. Quite a drop in price. And she ran out of steam. Who knows? You got this huge thin book here. Not much activity there. I think prices are going lower still. But we won't be trading any of that. Falling dagger and all that stuff. It's not the way we play cricket, old boy. No siree, Bob. I think it's got a bit more to come down. Got the old deep dom here. We'll have a look at that. Hopefully it doesn't eat too much of my memory. I don't have much on this computer. I have to get some more. Feast your eyes on that, boys. That is quite a lot of aggressive selling. Those red bubbles are sells, market sells. And it looks like they haven't quite released the panic button yet. There's still a lot of action going on there. And this is on the ES. Yeah. Connection's not very reliable. Let's have a look. Can we get it back? Downloading data. Okay. Well, that does look interesting. Here in the book, I spy with my little eyes something beginning with 900 orders. Oh. And in the blink of an eye, this is a bit fiddly, this is. Trying to get this to show up for you guys. It's not the best. I think there's about... Right, it's still loading in all the tick data from earlier, probably. That's the thing with order flow. You need the old tick data, which is expensive in terms of processing and whatnot. But yeah, it looks like right below us there's a zone here we're very close to, and this is MBO data, or it was before it keeps disconnecting. MBO data, and there are 930 orders at that level, and 900 of them are from an individual source. Or it was 900, there's 800 now. They've pulled 100 orders, so you can see 827 total, but 800 of them are a single player. So that's it is. It's getting into whale territory. That is. Anything above 500 is a big fish. 500 to 600, but 800 is whale territory. We got this iceberg here. That's what this 150 and 15 means. There's an iceberg sell order here. So we're probably going to see, we might see, it depends, they can be crafty, they can pull orders and stack them elsewhere, you know, but there is a dangling carrot down here, or somebody is serious about 800 orders to buy. But the interesting thing for us is we're wondering where the bottom could be. And the bottom could be around 7404. And I'll turn this thing off now because it's annoying me. It's not very reliable. 7404. So somewhere in the region of here. Somewhere around there. They'll either pull the rug and it will fall through, or it'll hit and someone needs a pretty big appetite. That iceberg order that we saw above it was only 150. There was an iceberg order. That's Star Trek, isn't it? Iceberg order for 150 units. I roughly recall seeing that on the chart. That's just going to get eaten alive, the whole thing, by this monstrous buy order down here. If it is a buy order, it might just be whoever is flogging all this off is looking to put a limit in to get out. Either way, it's going to move the market up. If the market isn't coming in with 900 plus orders in one go, then it's going to start wandering up for the next lot of liquidity, which will be above it. It's pretty thin here. It should cut through quite quickly. I reckon we'll get a reversal around here if if we're patient, we could get a reversal now. Yeah, let's see how it behaves here. If it cuts through it like butter, then they've either pulled that big order, or somebody's selling more than 900 units, which would be very interesting. We shall see. But yeah, like I say, that wasn't 900 units from multiple sources. It was one fish. It was one very big fish with 900 units on the book there. Let's see if they were blagging us. It's not really the sort of price action I'd expect for a buy of that. I'd expect to see a dragonfly now go right up, but no. I'm going to try and load it up one more time now, see what we can get. Get the old deep dom back up. Connection's a little bit flaky, but we might be able to glean something. Let's have a look. Well, that is impressive. That is very impressive. Here is the map of the liquidity, and 404. I mean, I couldn't see what happened to it. I had to turn it off because it was just killing memory resources. But it ate it. It ate that order for 900 units. And what am I seeing now? I'm seeing sells here. Small market orders are pushing the price up, and relatively bigger sales aren't pushing it down. So if we've got tiny market orders lifting the offer, the bid, sorry, raising the bid, that means that the buying is doing its thing and the selling isn't having much of an effect, meaning people are buying whatever's getting sold, and there isn't that much inventory to sell. So if there isn't a lot of inventory to sell, we have an auction, don't we, where supply and demand economics come in. We demand, ES contracts, and there aren't any to sell because they've been flogging them like a maniac all the way down here. Look at these, just cutting through orders. There's no inventory, so it needs to get bought up. Could be a reversal here. I'm going to turn it off now. As useful as it is killing memory, and I haven't got a lot of memory on this machine. I think you need quite a big beast to run this. But yeah, that's enough sort of. There's an iceberg in there for 150 units again for buys. So if someone's slowly buying with smaller numbers of contracts, rather than just thrashing the book and sending prices all the way up high instantly. But that just tells me, we're We're out of inventory and we're going to go up, I think. Let's have a look. See you later, Deep Dom. Thanks for the intel. Right. Iceberg orders are happening. So a nice little rise in price now, slow and steady, won't put me off. They're trying to do it stealthily, but they want to take prices higher. We may have some accumulation going on here, where it'll accumulate either side of a range, lots of orders, before finally dipping the wrong side of the accumulation, the old Judas swing of ICT fame, and then go the other way and rip on up, completing what would be a market maker model, you know. I'm assuming you know these terms. But yeah, I would be very surprised if we started going down more. Let's have a little look on financial juice, see if we got any sort of tongue wagging from the White House that's upset the markets today. Let's have a look. Maybe someone can see something in that news that's interesting, but I can't see too much. Nothing's jumping out at me. Nothing's jumping out. Starting to move now, which is interesting, because at 7404 is where we had that huge whale waiting for us on the ES. I always find the ES book a little bit more insightful. It seems to have more orders on it in larger batches. NQ splits the orders up into just tiny little things. It's hard to tell really what's going on with the NQ off a heat map. Let's see. Will it give us an entry? Will it give us a chance? That is the question. it's come up pretty good here, and it's left some imbalances behind it, but this lag on the way down, there were no imbalances to invert here. It's all immediately rebalanced price. As you can see, the wicks are not forming any imbalances, so it's took that stuff out, but I can't really read too much into that, to be honest with you. The old dodgy traders, this is what they look for. Ryan's strategy with IFVGs. Smart young man that he is. Hard-working American. And yeah, they certainly play a role in this riddle of the markets, that's for sure. But you can't just take them anywhere. You've got to have some wider context and a plan, and some risk management, as I always talk about, before you go using anything. So I'm not seeing any structure here yet, personally. Others may have a different view. Well, that would certainly form an interesting stop loss, wouldn't it? It's just gone up, telling me precisely nothing. Other than I think that the ES is still stronger than the NQ. Look, this one came back for a little bit of air. The NQ come back for air at 4 minutes past 10, but the ES just decided it wanted to carry on up. It's not listening to the rules of the game, it's just going zip. Very bullish at the minute, after eating all those orders at 7404. Here, it went lower. No inventory. Icebergs went in, taking it up. Slowly, but surely. There's no pullback here. They're just buying up the inventory. That's a whole nother strategy. We're not trading that strategy. We're doing other things. And who knows where this can go? This could drop at any minute. But I don't know. If it dropped, where's it going to? I mean, everything was sold off. That was available on the book that I saw. Yeah. Interesting scenario. NQ reaching a nice imbalance here. It's already hit it once. It's decided it wants to go back up again. Probably wants to invert it. And I think that would be the first one it did invert. But let's see. It'd be nice to get a strong reaction away from this. Give us some structure, and then we try and find something to get in, because it is going up. The question is will it just go without us? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Looks like it's going to invert it there. Sorry, I should have pointed out where the actual IFVG is. If you can't see it already, you probably can, but in case you can't, it'd be the first sort of thing that it's managed to invert, because there's nothing in this leg. But there is in that one, which is interesting. What time we got? 10 past. Yeah, not the greatest today. I'm sure there's a lot of people just buying retail, just jumping in. It might work out for them, but they might just have a horrendous pullback, and they're over leveraged. It'll just sink them, blow them up. No, we need a tight corner to trade in. We need a good set of entry conditions, and I haven't got any here. The dodgy traders could go in now, because this is inverted. But we don't trade that way, so we're just going to have to watch them all from the sidelines till we get something reasonable, which I don't think we're going to get. In fact, we might even have to wait until price comes all the way up and hits, the overnight highs, which happened at 8:30 in the morning. ES is likely to do that first. It is stronger than NQ at the moment, and NQ's got an awfully long way to go to reach its target, whereas ES, if we have another push of at least this much effort, it's done it. It's halfway there, whereas this one, a good bit more to go to get up to here. Three times the distance as ES has got to travel. But yeah, this is what it is. This is these iceberg orders coming off that big. They're just gently buying the price, buying the thing up. But we're not trading that strategy. We're not trading order flow. No doubt the order flow traders are enjoying themselves this morning, but we're not order flow trading. We're just using it to get a rough idea of where we could get reversals. Sorry about that. To close the door. Got some very high temperatures today in the UK. Unusually high, even for the time of year. Right, so NQ's having a bit of a pullback. This is very low resistance stuff. This is the danger of just longing something like this. It can cut through it like butter if it turns around the other way, because it doesn't take too many sales to drive it down, because the order book will be thin. There's no inventory. It would just drop, it would just drop back. And that's, I suppose it's an order flow problem, really. We don't really care about it, but we're trading a different way. But if I were an order flow trader, I would think this sort of thing would really make me nervous. On the one hand, they're looking for it. They want to go up, but the danger for them is sudden pullbacks. Big, nasty, angry, ravenous, hungry bears that are immune to bear spray. Just dropping down and shredding everybody in the camp. Mercilessly. You know, right now, this pullback here, people will be getting killed out there on this. Look at the size of those candles compared to these little itty bitty ones, you know. Apart from that one, that looks pretty good. That's now inverted, see? That's now inverted. That. And it's overlapping it with another one here on the downside. Balanced price range, that is. See it? Imbalance going up, imbalance coming down, and they overlap. And it's inverted this thing as well. Pulling back up for this IFVG here, which is a classic, I think it's ICT 2022 model or something like that, or the COVID model. And then the idea is that if you were trading that sort of thing, which we are not, but if you were, you do something like this, or some people even do that. They have a limit order at the imbalance and take a 1 hour or something like that. I mean, it's not for me. That just looks like a stupid risk. You know, it's a strategy. But you're going to need to be right an awful lot of times being a 1 hour trader. Now, what I really am hoping for, is for price to actually come down and take this low. Because we've now developed some structure. It's not just, do you remember this fallen knife? Well, that don't tell me nothing. A little bit of a pullback. Okay, yeah. One tiny little pullback. And then more of the same. All the way down. And then we've gone up. That didn't tell us anything. And now we're coming down. Well, okay. When we aggregate all of these movements together, we're building up a context. And then we have this, the news. So I would very much like to see the NQ, the weaker one of the two today, get caught up in a little bit of a range here, hit the news, go and grab some liquidity before deciding that the news was good news after all, not bad, and then going up. And then we've got enough information here from the structure to be able to make a reasonable guess about things like, you know, a proper change in the state of delivery based on more than just dropping out of the sky like a missile, like one of Elon Musk's rockets that he catches with the old chopsticks. You know, just dropping out of the sky like a block of flats, or an apartment block, as you would say in America. That's what that Elon rocket reminds me of when it's coming back down to it. It's like someone's dropped an apartment building from space, and I think it's the size of an apartment building, that thing that he's catching. Absolutely incredible. Only in America. Only in America would you get that sort of activity. And of course, that's all on the markets now. SpaceX. They've had the IPO. Just more and more good stuff from the good old US of A. Right. It's going to get a bit boring till the news, I think. It's only yellow news, but it's news nonetheless. Well, I think we're not going to get the pullback here. We just seem to have progressed too far in this order flow price action. The high on the ES side, the ES being the stronger, is 7,496.25. Something of that order. You can get an accurate measurement. Let's just pop a little line on there. Yeah, so that's the overnight high. 7496.25. And there is a pretty determined order flow in effect. And if we look at, if we help ourselves here now to some, yeah, the old ICT premium and discount utility language that it come up with. It's beyond the halfway. It had a little reaction off it, broke some hearts by not coming down. There's a lot of people go for the reversal at the halfway point of there. That's not us, by the way, but many do. But it's gone back down, it's broke above it, causing a very clear market structure shift. You see, this is some market structure, but we've had to wait all the way up here for it. You know, it's not really doing it. We needed it to be on this leg, the market structure, but it just went up too high. It's quite nice to read this, but didn't see anything that was too interesting. And of course, big pullbacks are always a threat with this sort of thing. Yeah. Once it starts going, it just keeps going. It's like an avalanche, you know. We had an avalanche on the way down. It's going back up. It's going back up. I think it's going to take the other side. That's what I think. Very interesting. I still think it's going to try and climb its way up to the overnight highs. And we got the news at 10:30, so only a bit of yellow news, but it's still it's still news in a bit of a precarious and tight spot, really. So we're into a new phase of price. It has increased. Now it is going into a range. Get some news, and then I expect it to take one side of this range quite aggressively before expanding off in the other direction. So what I wanted to see was, or what I would like to see is, I'll show you what I'd like to see. If we consider this box here to be the range, there's the top of the range, there's the bottom of the range. Let's just get this drawing tool here. So you get price bouncing around in this range, comes to the open, and it goes woo down here, taking out this liquidity here, blagging everybody that this is the actual move. It's going to go lower, which is believable if you consider all this. And then actually going higher and taking the other side of the highs, completing a market maker model sort of thing. Now a lot of people who are figuring on there's going to be more shorts today might be looking for the range to actually do this. We still range around in it, but come the news, it takes out this side for the Judas swing and comes up to wherever before crashing down here. And this is the actual move in it. It distributes all the way down lower, goes much lower. And that would fit with the theory that price is coming down, phase of price, range, Judas swing, and then continuing in the way it was going. But I don't think that will happen, because I think there's a lot of order flow with a lot of desire to keep things nice and cheap down here before taking prices higher. Now, it can't just change direction. Or it can, it has to do it straight away, but if it goes into a new phase of price like a range, it needs to do a crazy move in the wrong direction before carrying on. And I just hope that it can have a pullback down here and take it, because we are liquidity traders at the end of the day. We're looking for it. We're not order flow trading. Those are the order flow guys there. These guys made money doing that. But we're looking for liquidity. We're looking for it to take liquidity, have a strong push down, and then a strong pull back up. And we'll know that it's strong because it'll leave imbalances either side. It'll break market structure. One side will be stronger than the other. Those sorts of characteristics that we wait patiently for with this strategy that I use. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when the news opens. It just seems too obvious to me that ES is going to claim the overnight high this morning. That's what I see happening. Now, this is no way going to take its lows. It's too strong. But the NQ has been showing true weakness. Anyway, we've got the 9:30 news open now. My hope is it comes down here, taps, boosts off, and we'll get in on the stronger pair when we see a sufficient market structure shift, when we see a good entry. But yeah, I don't know. If we don't get it, we'll just have to wait for ES to take the overnight highs and see if we can get some sort of a plan together there. But all that, of course, would need to happen before 11 because we're not trading after 11. We're not getting into any new trades. 11's where we wrap it up. Others do different things. Others like to trade over lunchtime. They must be mad, in my view. Others like to do the New York PM session, which is, you can do that, I suppose. If you like frantically trying to get your orders off by 4 o'clock, or they'll close your account down, depending on what firm you're with. I don't want any of that. Not for me. I'll just do the morning. Excuse me. Yeah, very precarious. Look at it. Big stop losses are involved. You need big stops in a hope that it'll push up. Big stops. And of course, if it did have a collapse, even if you've only got one little contract on, it's going to be a heavy price to pay. These aren't worth it. These really aren't worth it. We need it to find new liquidity. And I don't like the 50% mark. I don't like taking the halfway mark. It all seems a little precarious around there. I want to see it take a higher or low. Invalidate structures and then we dive in. But yeah, I'm really, really sure that it's going to take these highs. It seems almost certain that it's going to do that. Take it up to 7496. Right, what's it doing now? Not a lot. You've got about 20 minutes left, and then we'll close up the stream. Looks like no trade today. Yeah, interesting one. NQ will probably get to the 50% of the price range before anything else, and I wouldn't be surprised if that claimed the overnight high at around about that point, and then we get a reversal. But the question is, can it do all this, give us the structure that we want to see so that we feel safe and comfortable, and give us an entry? But right now, all the order flows are having it all their own way at the minute. The order flow traders. The algorithm is set to buy. Doesn't look like we're going to see anything today. There's not much left till 11 o'clock. Some days are like that. Like I say, we don't trade Mondays. So that leaves us 4 days. On a good week, we get 4 days. On the typical week, we'll get 3. And today looks like it's going to be one of those that we don't get anything. So, not to worry. Yeah, I'd say our chances now are getting something in for 11 o'clock are pretty much non-existent. So I think I'm going to leave this one here for today. And, well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Thanks for joining the stream, everybody. Have a great time. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9:30 till 11. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And all that good stuff. And we'll see you soon. Take care.